My mom handed me a letter and said, "Your father wrote this the night before he died. He made me promise to wait until you turned 30. I turned 30 yesterday. The envelope was yellowed and sealed with tape that had turned brown over 18 years. My dad died when I was 12. Heart attack in his office. That's what everyone told me. I found him when I came home from school. For 18 years, I'd carried the guilt of our last conversation being a stupid argument about a sleepover. My mom's hands were shaking as she held the envelope out. I almost burned it so many times," she whispered through tears, but I promised him. I opened it carefully, terrified the paper might fall apart. His handwriting was messier than I remembered, rushed and desperate. "Son, if you're reading this, everything went wrong, and I couldn't fix it in time. You need to know the truth about who I was and why I had to leave you." I looked at my mom. She was crying silently. "Keep reading," she said. The letter explained that my father hadn't died of a heart attack. He'd been murdered. He worked for an insurance company, but really, he'd been investigating massive fraud within the organization. He'd discovered that executives were systematically denying claims to terminally ill patients, then pocketing the money meant for treatments. Millions stolen over years. Dozens of people died because their coverage was secretly canceled while they fought for their lives. My father gathered evidence and was planning to go to the FBI the morning after he wrote that letter. "They found out," he wrote. "I don't know how, but they know what I have. I've hidden copies of everything somewhere only you would think to look. Remember where we buried the time capsule when you were 9? Dig 3 feet north of that spot. I'm so sorry I won't watch you grow up, but you're the only person I trust to finish what I started." I drove to our old house that night. The family there thought I was insane, but I explained my father died when I was young and left something buried. They let me dig in their backyard at midnight while their kids watched from the window. 3 feet north of where the time capsule had been, my shovel hit something hard. I found a waterproof container. Inside were documents, audio recordings, photographs, everything my father collected over 2 years of investigation. Names of executives with signatures on denial letters, bank account numbers showing where the money went, a list of 17 people who died because of what these men did. The company still existed and had actually grown larger since my father's death. Some of the same executives were still there, older now, wealthier, probably believing they'd gotten away with everything. I contacted a journalist friend who specialized in corporate investigations. It took 8 months of careful work, but we built an airtight case using my father's evidence as the foundation, then added documentation showing the fraud had continued for 2 decades. The story broke on a Tuesday morning. 3 executives were arrested by noon. The company's stock crashed 40% before markets closed. Families of victims filed lawsuits totaling over $200 million. One executive tried to flee and was caught at the airport with 3 fake passports. At the trial, I sat in the front row every day for 11 weeks. When the lead executive was convicted on all counts, he looked directly at me with hatred. "Your father should have minded his own business." I stared back. "My father saved more lives dead than you ever saved alive." That night, I visited his grave for the first time in years. I put copies of all 3 guilty verdicts on the headstone and sat there until sunrise. "I finished it, Dad. Took 18 years, but I finished it." My mom joined me later that morning. She brought coffee and we sat together in silence for a long time. Finally, she spoke. "He knew they would kill him. He wrote that letter because he knew he wasn't going to survive, but he also knew you would eventually find the truth and finish what he started." I asked why she waited until I was 30. "Because he wanted you to have a normal childhood first. He wanted you to grow up without that burden, and he wanted you to be old enough and strong."
Click the link on the homepage to watch the full follow-up for free.